Hey there, and welcome back to Idle Weekly. Today's game is once again Clicker Heroes 2. And as you can see, a new update has been deployed to the experimental branch. That's what A stands for. So this is 0.8.1 experimental. And this is a brand new... This is a complete rework. Let me just go to this. Now, let me just set up my automator quickly. Can't remember what I was using. So 10 seconds. Well, that's fine. So huge click 0, that will be used. Click torrent. How did I do that? Right, click torrent is on 10 minutes. I guess that doesn't matter. And I will... basically, the way you want to build... The way it is... A recommended way to build your automator is to have... is to not have... always stones at the top. You want always stones at the bottom. But anyway, I'm currently using the second set as the manual play option. And the other one is automatic mode. But because I have only this upgrade all items, then the automatic mode actually fails timed zones sometimes. So it's terrible with my build. But anyway, now that the 0.8.1 is out, basically, well, it does seem a small patch, because, well, the update before was 0.8, so this is 0.1 of that. But it's actually a pretty big update. It completely reworks the way the game's core progression works. As in the experience system, the experience requirements were changed per level. Then also you get the monsters no longer. Let me just show you. So you can see monster levels. The monsters no longer artificially start at level 1 every time. Instead, in every world, there are 6 levels of monsters. 5 levels are reserved for these regular monsters. So in I'm in world 12. So in world 12, level 66 to 70 are the monsters, and 71 is the world boss. Then in the next world, in world 13, level 71 will be the initial monsters, the first about 20 zones. And then it will go 5 levels up from there. And that's how it keeps going, as you can see. This ended at 66, this starts at 66. Anyway, I'm testing my click torrent build again, basically. Multiplayer haste by 150% upon killing a monster. Lasts 5 seconds. Does not stack, but the timer will reset with each kill. Nice. And this is my automator currently. I just want to get these stones so that I have more possibilities, or well, more choice between how I build my stuff. Another thing that was added was that sometimes you will get in an automator skill point that appears here. The cooldown on that is 4 hours. And every 4 hours it can appear here for 100 rubies. And I have bought it every single time when it has appeared. That's why I'm only level 63, but I have so many automator points already. Now, another thing that has changed is the engine shards. These I have 2 currently. But basically these are no longer permanent. They reset every time you guild, and the guilds are something that you do every 30 worlds. So when you enter world, actually I'm not sure whether you have to enter world 31 like before with world 16 was, or you do world 30 to guild. But basically you lose all ancient shards when you guild. So ancient shards now are more of a catch-up mechanism instead of the only way to progress. They're more of a catch-up mechanism if you have a bad build, like I'm going probably for. A terrible build. So ancient shards will help me still progress, regardless of how bad my build actually is. But I just want to see how far ClickTorrent can bring me. Is it able to bring me to the end of the guild? Or not? And experience points you earn in a different way now. So if you kill monsters that are lower than your level, so you can see they are 3 levels above me currently, then you will not gain a single experience point, because they are deemed too easy. And if you kill monsters above your level, you get exponentially more experience awarded to you, depending on how many levels they are above your level. And that's how it works now, basically. And you can also see from these descriptions that the world experience no longer exists. That's the reason. Because the game wouldn't know how much experience you would actually gain, since the experience is no longer set in stone. But this makes the game itself even more satisfying than it already was, because the artificial... one moment. Another thing that was changed was that boss gold is gone. Boss gold is no longer a thing. Now you have plus 15% monster gold instead. And the monster gold gives you gold for, as you can see, including mini bosses, 25 zone bosses. Basically it gives you gold for all monsters, for kills. And you can make this thing pretty strong if you combine it with gold from all sources, aka gold received. If I can see it somewhere. Here, plus 20% gold received. It's actually 10% initially. But yeah, if you use that, then they are multiplicative with each other, so it can become pretty strong. But yeah, this update made progression even more interesting than it already was. And this is potentially how the core game will stay. Because as if you read the 081 patch notes, this will be the update when it goes to the live build. This is the update where your save will be wiped. And from here on out, the progression will be permanent. According to developers, your save will no longer be Your save will no longer be wiped after this update. So, if you have been waiting for a permanent progression update, if you have been waiting for the save wipe, then this is it. now probably in the future they will start tweaking things and start adding new features. Because, well, it seems that this is how they want the core game to always be like. And in 0.9 we will get in 0.9 we actually will get a new world type, the desert world, finally. I really want to see more worlds. I still haven't discovered anyone who has done any custom worlds. That's also something I still want to see. Someone needs to start creating these custom worlds. But I'm not sure if we even can do that yet, so I haven't looked into it. I have however looked into modding your own character, because I was thinking about creating my own seed with multiple different playstyles. What those playstyles are, I'm not sure yet, but that's something I have been thinking of doing. So if you're interested, one day you might see it. This is going well. Fairly well. Slow, but hey. It's level 67, I'm 63, so that's... yeah. You will fall off eventually. The only way you can catch up is if you start grinding the worlds. But I don't plan on doing so anytime soon. I will probably keep going. I just want to see how far I can go without having to restart the world or having to go back to grind a few levels. This is basically the way I broke my click torrent build in the previous update, as I mentioned previously, was that I wanted to use the Curse of the Juggernaut, right? So I had this. While Big Clicks is active, all skills cost 1 additional energy per skill that has been activated since Big Clicks began. And I broke this entirely when I took this. Limitless Big Clicks. Big Clicks has no cooldown and can stack infinitely. So what happened was, I left the automator on and I went AFK. Once I came back and discovered what was happening, my Curse of the Juggernaut I had like 3000 stacks on Big Clicks, because I was also using... not Flurry. I was using... this is actually one problem I have as of this update, is when I leave it at times 10, every time I start a new world or I beat a mini-boss, the 25 level bosses, then the animation keeps looping here, and that actually decreases my frame rate of the game to about 30, which is terrible. So the way to fix it is that I have to toggle it to ×1 and then back to ×10, and it'll fix it. It's such a strange bug. But anyway, I had expandable small clicks which increases my smaller Big Click stacks depending on my haste, and I also had this small clicks which doubles my Big Click stacks. So those, coupled with about 700 haste or something, and also coupled with limitless Big Clicks, so that meant I had about 3000 stacks. And Curse of the Juggernaut had stacked so high that every single ability of mine was costing at least 90 energy to activate. It was terrible. So if you want to use Curse of the Juggernaut, do not take limitless Big Clicks. And if you want to use limitless Big Clicks, don't take Curse of the Juggernaut. That's my That's my advice to you. So, I also don't want this limitless haste. But I want this. This I definitely want. So I guess I will beeline to it like that. Because I'm lazy. So I'm level 64. But yeah, Wizard will also be included in 0.9 and I'm looking forward to trying out the Wizard as well. And I will definitely be showing the Wizard. I will probably continue playing. I will finally make a live build save as well. Now that live builds no longer need resetting. But I will probably mostly play on the experimental builds. Because, well, I want to test what's coming. Because the game is in early beta still, so there is a lot of stuff that is still missing. But I think actually the most... I have said it multiple times already, but in previous showcases, but I think ethereal items are the main thing I'm looking forward to. I really want those. I don't even know what they are, but I still want those, because those are a permanent. Those are something permanent. And I want to start collecting those. They will apparently also include the rarities. So this is at 20 days, as you can see, which is interesting. Highest world completed 11. It's not true, but sure. I guess it's this character, so it is true, because this character is doing World 12 for the first time. Yeah, this is... I might have forgotten some stuff about 081. So... if I did, then I apologize. I wanted to mention as much as possible about this update. And just let you know that, at least in my opinion, the progression is noticeably smoother than before. Before you had to grind each world 7 times to even have a chance in the next one. But now I haven't repeated a single... not that it shows here, but I haven't repeated any of the worlds more. I haven't done any of the worlds more than once. And I don't think I will until... hopefully I don't have to until even the minimum monster level is higher than my level at the time where I need to start repeating worlds. Another thing... oh right. Another thing that is about the difficulty of the game that was added is that the difficulty increases per guild now. So every time you killed after 30 worlds, the game will... the beginning of the guild, so world 31 or world 61 or 91, is supposed to feel exactly like world 1 again. It's like you're repeating the beginning of the game. That's how it's supposed to feel. But I guess I can put this on 90 seconds. Why not? On the manual set. You can also create your set names now. So this is manual play. And... but yeah, after every guild, the game will become more and more difficult, faster and faster. It will scale quicker and quicker. And I think it will be done via the monster health stat here. That these will ramp up quicker and quicker and quicker after every guild. So I don't know where the soft cap will be at right now. But I don't think we even need to know that yet, because, well, this core change was meant to be a framework for the ethereal items update. So this new core is meant to be together with the ethereal items. It doesn't have to work on its own, theoretically, but at least in the first 12 words it does. But I don't know when it falls off. I also kinda hope that the ethereal items are something that we can actually tinker with forever. Like, what I mean is that it isn't just that we get the item and that's done, but that we get better and better versions. I guess it depends on what they are. If they are stat upgrades, then we need better and better items over time. If they are procs, as I initially would have thought, I have mentioned the discussion that I saw a while ago. If they are those procs that give you something based on something, then they probably can be based on preference more than stats. But I think the main goal they're going with this game is to give you more choice. That's for example why you might have remembered from very early previews of the game that these items here had colors, basically rarities. But just recently I saw someone from Playsaurus say that they decided to scrap this idea because it made the choices redundant. You went with the best item, not the item you wanted. And this system is better because with this system all of the items are mostly equal. Yeah, you have these DPS differences. Like this is 1.4, this is 1.1, 1.2. But those are so minor that you still want to go with whichever of these you want. If you're playing actively, you want... As you can see, this happens. If you're playing actively, you might want clickable gold with more gold piles. Maybe you want critical damage. Maybe you want mana regen if you're using a lot of mana, etc. So you have that choice. And that's what they want. And I can respect that, because that means that everyone will have a different experience. Everyone will like the game in a different way. But we are still all going through these same worlds. Different themes and different monster health and item cost multipliers. But still we're going through these worlds. But we're going through them differently. And that's what I like. That's probably one of the main things I like about this game. The variety already in this early beta is insane. There are more than 10 different builds you can build your character as. And sure, some are better than others, but still, that you even have those choices, that's what matters. And I just hope I have seen the wizard skill tree, so I just hope that the wizard will also have those choices. The wizard even seems to have different elements you can go. So you can visibly be a different build. But within those elements you probably have multiple different builds that you can build towards as well. Which would be nice. But anyway, I have rambled on for a really long time and I might have forgotten more stuff. But these are... But 0.8.1 experimental is out and I recommend checking it out. And I myself will leave now and play some more Careers 2. When the update went live, I was playing this like 6 hours straight. Don't judge.